Alright everyone, and welcome. I'm hoping you can hear me. Of course, someone already said it in the chat. The 1 minute before you go live is always when everything goes wrong. So let's see how it is today. I'm just gonna wait for a second to see if someone is hearing me. Seems like the audio is a little quiet, so let's bring that up. And yeah, it is. Someone just asked if I just woke up. Yeah, basically. Do you not hear me from the mic? Audio is okay. That's awesome. And the great thing is my multi-view is keep telling me that everything is wrong, but actually it looks like on YouTube it's fine. There we go. It should be a little louder. Let me know if there's any issues. And I just wanted to come live and talk real quick about NAB and some bunch of cool things that we've been doing with NAB. So yeah, let's get started with the top 5 finds I had at NAB. And one of them is actually one of them that I used to record them live stream right now, and that is the Director Mini. It came out actually at IBC last year, but they just kept adding so many firmware features that I just had to pick it again. It is has been quite surprising how much energy and effort they put into this little box sitting right here. Let's see. There you go. It's streaming right now to the cloud via SRT from my camera. I have an audio mixer on it. You can get some overlays and all that. But now they added that if you plug in a USB-C to HDMI, you can also get a multi-view output. It's really cool. They added replay. They added a lot of really cool and fun stuff. Yeah. So let me know if you have questions about that. But that is my first item. I don't have like a ranking, but it's just the top 5 things that I went to the show floor and was like, oh, that's really cool. The other one is, some of you might know the TriCaster and the TT1 and all that, and a lot of you probably know how I think about that. But now, for those people that want to do NDI production, there now is a new sheriff in town, if you say so. It's the ROS Video Carbonite Code. I was actually at a keynote and I was super surprised when they announced that. It's basically a ROS Carbonite, but instead of SDI in and out and needing their own hardware, it's a software-based switcher, but it looks and feels just like their hardware switches. You can use it with the existing hardware panels. You can use it with ROS dashboard. It has 30 inputs, so 30 NDI ins and 6 NDI outs. The first NDI out is burned for program. Probably need to get program out of your switcher, so that's not too big of a deal. One really cool feature is you have up to 3 multi-viewers. You can, right now you do need to route them out to one of your 6, but in general it's really great that you have a multi-view. And one key thing that is also different is the price. It comes in around 14,000 USD. It's like 14,900 something, so close to 15K. But that's a perpetual license. And for those of you that work in the cloud, yes, I asked if it works in the cloud, and yes, it appears so that it will. I hope that I'll have some updates on that as we can test it. But yeah, what I also like is right now you just install it on a Windows box, and you can still use Windows with other solutions like the TriCaster or this Vector. That's one of the things that I sometimes found the hardest, that you need to build workflows around it, and you can't use that one instance for that. So that is my find number 2. Find number 3, there's a really cool audio company. It's called OnHertz, and they basically allow you to build your own nodal audio processing, and they have something called the Flex Mixer. It runs in the cloud. We are actually running a demo right now of them in the cloud, and it's really, really cool. Like, you can just be like, oh, I need 5 NDI inputs, and then I'll put them into a Docker, and then I'll put them out. And they have this Flex Mixer module that allows you to say, hey, I need one simple channel, then you don't get all the EQ, I need like 5 advanced, and then it builds the graph for you. And they built this beautiful design where you like click on a channel and you get a channel strip. It is really cool. The other really cool thing is Blackmagic, like you might have heard, announced like a whole bunch of things. I could probably talk for the next 5 hours about it. I mean, the keynote from Blackmagic was 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. But the one product I'm really excited for is the media, and now I of course forgot the name. They have a new media output engine that is a replacement or like kind of like an Ultra Studio. But what's really cool is it also has a monitor output. So you plug it in over one Thunderbolt cable, you get 10 gig Ethernet, you get the SDI outputs, HDMI outputs, key fill, how you would need it for a replay or similar. Yes, there's replay now in Blackmagic Resolve. That is kind of crazy. But you also, it looks like a normal screen. So what's really cool with that is you can now get the normal screen UI out over SDI and HDMI, so you can build it into your workflow, and just when you arrive, you put your laptop down, put it there, and then you're done, you get all your things. That has been really exciting to see, and I really like how they are just gonna bring that in. Other really cool things, found a really slick Sliger. It's a US-based company. They do rack-mounted cases, and a lot of you might know that we bought a couple Wowzer Clearcasters to like do some hybrid boxes with them. And I think I'm gonna buy some Sliger cases. They're really nice 1U cases, and they have a new bifurcation interface that they developed with a manufacturer in Taiwan, that allows you to have a one height GPU and then a whole DEC-Link card. So that's going to be a really neat system for like hybrid and remote stuff. Yeah. And then what I also really enjoyed seeing is the office hours coverage. So for those who don't know what office hours is, Office Hours Global is a community and non-profit that created itself by Alex Lindsay, when he started doing a daily webinar on Zoom during the pandemic to show people how to do Zoom. Turns out there's a lot of people that also know something about that, so now there's a whole community of media professionals talking about that almost every day, well, technically every day. And they're doing a coverage, and I helped with a lot of the networking and infrastructure, because one special thing, and I'll tease that real quick, is we have 4 FR7s there that are donated, not donated, that are lent by Sony. It would be nice if they donated them. And we have control over them remotely. This is it's my iPad with the interface. It's an early demo of RemoteBee, but we also have someone with a controller in Seattle have access to it. Guy Cochran has access to it, and he's doing great camera work. And then someone in Germany also has access to it. And yeah, that's really cool. I'm super excited for that. Yeah, that's my top 5 things that I've seen on the show floor so far. There's a lot of like small interesting things, but yeah, that's that. And let me have a look at the chat. There we go. Here to record, and I'm sure that's John, asked what's the coolest thing you've seen so far. It's probably the Ross Carbonite. There's a bunch of really cool motion control arms as well. But yeah, probably that. What's really interesting this year, the Blackmagic booth looks way different. Like they have the typical wood backdrop still, but what they also have is they have a developer support booth in the upper floor, which is really nice. There's all the development people and help us developer talking and figure out what's up. The other really cool thing, or weird thing actually, that Blackmagic is doing is all the Pixie cameras, the new cameras that they released, they have them in display cases. I don't know if at the like shooting range they have this kind of shooting range where you can shoot some video with some actors walking in a set. if they have it there, but it's weird that they have display cases this year. I did also see the small editing panel and the color panel. I did of course ask if there's any way that we can get an API for that, and it does sound like right now no is the answer, which is sad, but I'm not terribly surprised by that. But who knows, maybe we'll see that later when the product is matured a little. Yeah, let's see what I can show you next. See if this works. I prepped this thing earlier, but then I realized that I only brought one long HDMI cable. So I'm not 100% sure how good this is gonna work. If I plug in my laptop. Here. Let's just stay here for a second then. Yeah, so this is also RemoteBee. It has a simple WebRTC multi-view. It's gonna get real confusing because it's seeing itself right now. That allows me to cut to different things. This is what we at BCNP Global use for our MCRs. We have that on all our transcoding instances. So if you send us an SRT feed, like I'm doing right now, and we need to send that over RTMP, one of our operators is going to use something like that, and then they can click around here and preview something. And the cool thing is that this is a low latency WebRTC multi-view, and this is all behind our SSO. So if you guys, like some of you probably are already trying to get there, go there. There will be nothing there. The latency right now is a little bad. I'm on shitty hotel Wi-Fi, which that's always fun. One really cool thing that I built with Companion in here, because what RemoteBee basically is, it allows you to access Companion buttons. That is one of the first modules we're releasing, but RemoteBee really is a framework for us to release more remote control applications. It's this website. We're working on this multi-viewers, all of that. Right now you can use Companion buttons, but what's also really cool is you can use our native modules that are coming later. So like audio control, integration with that, direct integration with some cameras where you then can like do more color-based stuff with like sliders. That will all come later because it is built like a framework. One of the cool things that we don't have enabled on this one, I think, is if you have a multi-view like this, we can actually make it touchable. So you can click it and that previews it, and if you double tap it, that takes it live. We have a couple of clients that are using that right now to switch their shows. Yeah, I have no idea why the color on this one is wrong, but let's see if I can edit the scene real quick. Edit. Gonna add myself on there. Make myself small and put me here in the corner. Crop myself a little bit like that. There we go. Now I think you can also see me on that frame. What I just did is I'm actually really liking this Magewell Director Mini. It is really neat. It has some really nice graphics. They now added HTML support. Yes, PlayoutBee runs on it, but not audio, which is sad, but you can run your PlayoutBee videos. It supports transparency, so you can run your lower files with that. Or, since I saw John in the chat earlier, it should also work with HDR graphics. Yeah, so there's that. The other thing is, some of you have probably read my email or read the Discord message. I got fed up with comms solutions. One comms provider actually told me, when I asked them for a Stream Deck thing, they told me I need to build my own client. And at that point, if I build a client, I might as well build a whole comm system. So here it is. This is a first look on the internet of space comms. And now I actually need to move myself. There we go. I'll move down here. That'll work. So what this allows us to do is, this is a really nice interface that John Bacchus came up. We are collaborating on Spacecomps together. It's a really simple interface, but that is by design because we don't want to do crazy stuff that like makes you go crazy. We want to be a reliable comm system that is in the browser, like you see, and has some cool features. So one of the cool features I like to show is if I talk on a couple channels, you can see that we keep track of who's talking on what channel per channel. So if you hear me talking to you and you don't know if I talked on talent A, B, support, program A, audio, you can check where you were spoken last to. So yeah, this is a really neat feature that that John came up. This is our basic interface right now. You can have speakers, can have mics, all that. And the reason why I have so many PLs in here is that I wanted to show that it's scalable. So you can add however many PLs you want. We'll probably need to cap you at 100 just because the UI gets unwieldly at some point. But the cool thing is we are matrix-less intercom. So we don't have a matrix in the middle. We just connect you to all the people that are listening to you. So our click-to-speak latency, I don't know if you've used Unity, you probably know other comm system. When you're remote, you know this problem where you need to click and then wait, and then you can talk, because otherwise it's going to cut up the first syllable of your words. We don't do that, because we just transmit your audio and we let them know, hey, they're talking here, so they can know if they need to listen to you or not. I'm also going to give you a real quick sneak peek of the admin interface. Oh, look at that, I'm still placed well. What we do is, one of the things with Unity that we kept running into is you have a client contact, you have camera operators, but for Unity you need to like either copy them, or then if you need to make changes, you need to make them everywhere. So what we allow you to do is we put groups in between. You create a member, and then from that member, you assign them to a group. So we have the client, the talent, the onsite, and the remote group, and then you can assign any PLs to that. Talk, listen is separate. So like a client might be allowed to listen to prod, but if they want to talk, they need to talk to editorial, where your producers, they filter what they are going to say, and then they're going to tell it to you, or similar. And that is the basics right now. If you head over to spacecomps.io, you can sign up for the beta. John and I are taking our time with letting people in just to make sure that we can cover all the load and we don't have too many issues with it. But yeah, we will be going into a public beta or similar very, very soon, hopefully. Here's our website. And if you go here, you can sign up for the beta list. And I want to point this one out with predictable pricing. I know that a lot of times with matrix-based comm systems, they charge you per PL or per group or something like that. We don't. We charge you per member, per month, that's it. We might add like something in the future if we have like cool features that not everybody needs. We might put them behind another price, but like right now for the base functionality, it's $5 per member per month. Yes, this does exclude tax because, yeah, global sales tax, we could probably also talk 5 hours about that, how complicated that is. Yeah, and we hope to have that out to you all soon. But if you want to make sure that you don't miss it when we get it out, feel free to sign up to the beta there. Yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna drink something real quick, some water, and then we'll get ready to wrap it up, and I'll go back to the conference. I'm still in my hotel doing this quick live stream. And yeah, and then I'll be flying back tomorrow, which I'm still surprised with how good my Wi-Fi was on the flight here, so who knows, maybe I'll have Wi-Fi on the flight back. That would be really neat. one thing that is really cool about RemoteBee, and like how I built this whole office house spoof. I'll head there next and shoot a little video about how we do it all as well. But one really cool thing that was kind of neat is we went out into the nature a little bit on Saturday, enjoying the nature, and also had grilling some food. And I was in the middle of nowhere, and we just had Starlink. So we wanted to see, and then I got a message on Discord, hey, can you give XYZ access? I'm like, okay. Jumped onto my laptop on Starlink, gave them access. And what I then also did is I just grabbed my iPad, went there and controlled all the cameras and framed up some shots. Which, yeah, I thought that was really fun to do. Let me cut to me again. Yeah, so let me know if you have any more questions. If not, I will probably end this live stream soon. Quick live stream at the, and yeah, where Andrew Dolly from asks, where are your cloud products hosted? That's a great question. So Spacecoms, we use a provider for that. We have it hosted in a lot of regions across the world. That allows us to, the goal is, and a provider is promising that we can keep that goal, but if it's ever not that case, we'll let them know, is 100 milliseconds to everywhere on the world. So even Australia, Asia, we have servers there, North America, Europe. And then this right now is all hosted on our BSCMP Global cloud that is based on AWS. That just allows me to connect to it easily. Yeah. And this is all in Ohio right now. There's like a peplink back here that is connecting me with the Director Mini. And there's that. Let's see if there are any more questions. Big Mick asks, for RemoteBee, could you connect hardware similar to how you can with Companion? That's a great question. Right now, not. But that is one of the goals, that we'll have a small, thin software that allows you to pull down hardware control again. That's going to be a later feature. Right now we're going to focus on the web interfaces. But one of the things I'll also start doing more is tutorials. Like with RemoteBee, it's not going to be that you're locked in. Like if you pay for it, you're going to get the presets and all that. But then if you don't want to pay for the cloud service, and that's totally fine, you can still use something like Cloudflare tunnels and all that, and we'll actually show you how to do that and set it up as a backup. Because I believe in that you should have a choice, and if another person makes a better product, we should integrate with it, because it is in your best interest. And I believe that as a company, I should follow that then. It is, if some of you are in this broadcast world, you should definitely check out the ROS keynote. Good friend of mine, Bo, did a little demo there with speech-driven Carbonite. It's a little tech demo that he prepared, and what's really cool about it is on how well he got the natural language processing to work. So like there's a scene where they're like ready 2 box with 1 and 3, and then he's like, never mind, take 2. And it's actually passed well, and I'm quite surprised by that and was quite impressed by that, and that was really cool. Let's see. I think that was all the questions for today. I might try to go live from the floor if I have enough connectivity, but probably not. I will probably do a post-NAB show when I get back to Germany and show you some more. For those of you who have missed it, PlayoutBee version 2 also got released. Finally, you know it took us a long time. The one thing that I know some of you are unhappy right now still with is the performance on the Raspberry Pi 4 and 5. I'll be honest, that's the reason why it takes so long. The Pi 4 and 5 need a lot of tuning to make it work well. That's why it's not released yet. As I come home, I have a Pi 4, Pi 5 ready to be used there. So yeah, whenever I get home, I'll work on that, and hopefully we'll get something to you soon with an image. And then, yeah, it's actually way more complicated now, because the Raspberry Pi Foundation did ARM64 and ARMv7i images. So now there's like 4 images that I should do. It's Raspberry Pi, ARM64, Raspberry Pi, ARMv7i, and then the same for both Raspberry Pi 5s. Yeah, we'll get it done. And then the good thing with this being the first like proper release is this is now long-term supported. We'll make sure that we have a better upgrade cycle and stuff like that. We don't have automatic updates yet, but we'll work on giving you better guidance on how to update yourself. And yeah, I think that's it. If I'll look one more time in the chat if there's any more questions. Yes, you can download Play. There's 2 ways to download PlayoutBee version 2. If you get an email, it should be, there's like the button Show Contents. You can download it there. Or if you head over to gumroad.com, you can grab it there. All the versions that we have released, since I think 1 something are there to download. We'll probably wipe out the old versions as soon as we also have a Raspberry Pi release for version 2. Because the old versions do have some bugs. That's why there's a new version. So yeah, we'll get that done. And then looking forward to talking you all again in a bit. There's also a question about SpaceComms, if we can connect to standalone hardware or IP like Clearcom. That is still work in progress. We really much want to do that. We just need to know need to make it feasible and work well. My favorite thing that I want to do is like integrate with the ATEM. So for those of you who use the ATEM cameras and use that talkback, that you can just plug it into our system and that it will work that way. We might have some exciting news for people doing virtual events, and this is really, yeah, we want to be a comms company that listens to you, and where you can have the feeling that we actually listen and care, which surprisingly is what I've heard a lot of times now, that like big comms company are just not flexible and can't give you the solutions that a lot of people are looking for. So that's why we are giving it a try. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll hopefully see you soon on the next one, or on a video from the show floor, or maybe on the show floor, who knows.